Hey, what's up, everyone? You are watching or listening to the My Comic Book Journey podcast. I'm your host, Kennedy. Man, today's episode, we are going to talk about Fantastic Four, issue number 35. And this one was released back in February 1965 and was written by Stan Lee, illustrated by Jack Kirby, inker Chic, and letterer was Artie Simek. So let's take a look and just enjoy this cover. And man, this is such a when I was younger, and back then when you could find a lot of Marvel collections uh, on in your library, your school library, I just remember reading about Dragon Man, and was really uh, so enamored by this huge behemoth. And next thing when I was looking to collect these older Fantastic Four issues and I saw Dragon Man, I'm like, oh, I got to get this one. This is going to be awesome. So, for those who love old 1940s and 50s films, especially those that had the college atmosphere, will no doubt enjoy Fantastic Four, issue number 35. Comic books, no doubt, had to be the shining spot in America while anti war sentiment was growing during the Vietnam War. Comic books were no doubt an escape from reality. And this issue brought almost that 40s to 50s feeling of heroism, cool college campus life of that era, because no doubt the problems happening around the world during that time were not as visible in comics like they are today, where many writers interject society's problems into their storylines. In issue number 35, Reed Richard and Ben Grimm, the Thing, are visiting Empire State University and their college alma mater and are guests to speak. Sue and Johnny are just amazed of how well the two are treated on campus, especially the number of women flocking to read. But behind the scenes, there are two ominous things happening. One, Professor Gilbert, a biologist, trying to devise a dragon man as part of a college experiment on superpowered humans. Meanwhile, Diablo, who was beaten by the Fantastic Four several issues ago, has managed to escape imprisonment with his spells and now wants revenge against the Fantastic Four. And what best than to give Professor Gilbert's dragon sculpture some life? With Diablo succeeding, he sends the Dragon Man to destroy the Fantastic Four on the day of Reed and Ben's speech. If anything, this issue is rather interesting because you never find stories where women clamor for Reed Richards like he's a rock star, and hardly any women trying to flirt or get close to Johnny Storm. That was very interesting. Anyway, the storyline also is interesting in how it depicts Reed Richards and Ben Grimm as superstars. Rarely, scientists don't usually gain that type of following, but they had a big following of men and women outside their science circle, and Reed is a member of the Fantastic Four. It's just interesting to see how popular he was and how he plays it off as calm and collected. Ben, as always, thinking about his days as a football player and being bored and not wanting to give a speech. But it's also the issue where Reed and Sue get engaged. The issue also features Peter Parker, Spider Man. Growing up, I remember reading a Dragon Man story again, and again, this is just a pretty awesome antagonist, almost like a King Kong. He has a weakness towards women, and of course, a weakness towards Sue Storm. It's interesting to note that the cover shows a green Dragon Man. The interior features a purplish Dragon Man. But overall, an entertaining classic Fantastic Four issue, and definitely one worth checking out. Okay, everyone, you take care, and I will see you later. Again, I just like seeing this type of these type of covers. It's just really cool when you look at it. Um, Especially if when you see the Dragon Man blowing that flame towards the ground and all the people running, and yeah, I just love looking at this. These classic covers are pretty awesome. Okay, everyone, you take care, and I will see you later. Wink, wink, and